Hey everybody, this is Herschel Fruin from High School Top 200. This is going to be a preview of probably the biggest game this week versus Auckland Grammar and also St. Kit's. This one's real important because of sort of the circumstances that have come with how the scoring is going, how the year is going, things like that as well. If you've been reading up on some of my stuff, I have said that I think that Auckland Grammar are going to win the round. They're going to win the round, but St. Kentigern's, I believe, will probably win the finals. Now, and I only say that because of how much. I mean, I think Grammar are having a really good year, and I think they're playing sort of above what everyone kind of expected. When Corey Evans went out, at the beginning of the season, and they had Riley step up. He's only year 11, and they have such a young backline. I mean, Cullen Bean is probably the oldest. Him and Rodney are probably the oldest in that backline, but they're sort of out on the wings. And so in terms of like command, they're going to have to rely on Simeon. And Simeon's probably played the most games out of everybody in the first team because he started at year 10. And so like Simeon's probably the one that's probably really going to control it, and probably from centre because he's going to have Matt there. And then so it will probably go from 9, it'll be Tom, Riley, Matt, and Simeon. And so I personally think that that's too young. I know that it's worked out so far, but I think once they get to the finals or to the playoffs, I expect them to win their first one, and then I expect St. Kentigern's to win their first playoff games as well, and their semis to go into the finals, and then that's where I think St. Kentigern's will probably take over. I have talked about Dakota and what he means to the team, and because he's been injured so much this year, and I think he's only played like 4 games or something like that, and so whatever his injury is really bad right now. And it must be recurring. Must be something that his body is just not sort of reacting well to, but it doesn't help their position that they're in. And so, even as great a player that Dakota is, and I know that because of his injuries, there's going to be a time where he has to step up. I think that he's going to have one of those times in the games that he plays against Auckland Grammar. If he plays this week, I think Auckland Grammar is going to win tomorrow. But in the end, I think St. Kentigern's will win the whole thing. And they'll probably be the ones that come to the top 4 and Palmy representing the Blues. I think the game is going to be close. I think it's at St. Kentigern's. So like if you're around 2:30, go to St. Kentigern's and go and watch them and Grammar go at each other. The thing that St. Kentigern's have to watch out for is their front row and scrum time. They have Matt and Tama, JP, and JP is probably the only prop that's a prop, whereas Tama and Matt have come from second 5 and number 8. And so scrum time is not an easy thing to just get used to within 5, 6 games or 7 games or whatever. And so they're going to struggle, and that's where Auckland Grammar and Sola is going to probably really take over. And Sam at hooker as well is really good too, and he's probably a guy you should watch out for, not just at scrum time but also his work rate around the field. And he's probably not a guy that I mention a lot, but he makes a massive difference when he isn't there, and you notice it when he goes off the field and things like that. And so the front row is going to be a problem for St. Kentigern's, and I think that they're going to have to figure out a way to either quicken up the scrums and get out there, because I think quickening up the scrums will be a lot faster fix than learning how to scrum solidly for the 70 minutes. And that's even sort of the other side as well, is that like even though their scrum may struggle, the running game of St. Kentigern's, because they have guys who are converted into props that aren't actually props, they have really good running games, really good. So like Matt's really good in that way, where he's real elusive in the way that he runs, that he doesn't easily go to the ground, he doesn't easily get tackled. Got a really long strides to the point where it's hard to sort of wrap up his legs. And that's the same with Thomas. Thomas is too explosive at the same time that he's explosive. He knows how to hit gaps and then sort of take the first hit and impact and then sort of drive through that one. And so that's kind of what Auckland Grammar have to watch out for. I think Mahonri Ngākuru is back. I know he had a bad injury, but over this break I think that he's been able to recover from it. And so him and probably Rob, Rush, or and it depends. So like if Mahonri is back and Alexander McRobbie can play, they're gonna have to figure out how this works out in terms of where Rob Rush goes. If he actually stays in at lock where he was representing the Blues at lock, or if he goes on to like a blindside position, but then that moves over Mitchell and then Caleb, and then Sila will be another one. So like they're gonna have to figure out something out where everybody kind of gets their run and kind of gets their turn, and then at least figure out a good combination where everybody works at the same time and it all matches up really well. And then so like that's something that I kind of think about when I see this matchup, is like, how is that going to work with all those players in there, and then having them in the right position, running the right system that they want to run, and if those guys actually fit the system, or if you're just picking on talent. And so that's kind of some of the stuff that I think about with Grammar. I want JC to get I want JC to get the ball a lot more, and JC's not actually a lock. He plays lock, but he's not actually a lock, and so I would love to see him out there in like a blindside role. And because Torval is so good as well, and then like I don't know, I just like the way that JC plays, and I like his explosive nature, and then how much guys it actually takes to get him down, and so I would really want to see something like that. But yeah, if you're around St. Kentigern's, please go to the game. Please support your team. Auckland Grammar always have good supporters. I like the way that Grammar supports and how many guys actually turn out to the game and stuff like that. And so, no doubt that they'll have a lot of support there, cheering them on. I think Grammar's going to win this game, and they will probably win, let's say, 17-13. And if Etienne is back, yeah, he's... I mean, him and Rivas are always going to be real important and the most important in the team. But if Grammar can manage to shut down Etienne and Rivas and then sort of just make shift with everybody else and sort of cover tackle all the time, then they're going to be fine. But I think Grammar are going to win this one. Yeah, 17-13. I'll go 17-13 to Grammar. And that's my preview for this game. High School Top 200, Herschel. Peace.